Hi everyone, welcome to the High Carbon Steel Love channel. My name is Dave and I'm very happy that you're here. Autumn is upon us, and what I want to do today is have a brief discussion about what I carry in my bushcraft / hiking pack to accommodate for this beautiful change of season. So let's move the camera around, we'll zoom you in and we'll get right to it. This is the LA Police Gear 24-hour Atlas pack. I've been carrying it for quite some time and I like it very much, and it accommodates my needs really well. My goal this year was to have one pack that I use, whether I'm going out hiking with my dogs, if I'm going out for a longer extended day hike, or even an overnight. I wanted to have one pack for that and be able to adjust this pack to what I was going to be doing. The first thing I want to talk about is right on the strap. And this is for going hiking with the dogs. My two dogs, I love them, and if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know them both really well. This is called a Gulpy, I believe, and this is water for the dogs. And it's a water bottle that hooks perfectly right onto one of my straps here. And you just open it up, and here's their tray. And you just squeeze this bottle, and it fills this tray with water. I've had this for a few years and it works great. I love it and the dogs love it, and it makes it very easy. They used to drink out of my Canteen cup and things like that, whatever I had available. This thing has been an absolute joy. So the tray fills with water, they drink it right out of that tray. One of these pockets back here that has the soft material on the inside, I keep my headlamp. This is my Ozark trail headlamp, and this thing is phenomenal. Very inexpensive, under $20, but this has done everything that I've wanted it to do for years. It just has a low, a high, and a red strobe. That's it. It's easy to adjust, fits easy on your head, and I love it. The other thing I have on here is the absolute best flashlight that I have ever owned. This is the Pelican 2360 flashlight. For the most part, I like to be hands-free, so if I'm trekking through the woods or hiking with the dogs at nighttime, because it gets darker much earlier nowadays, I like using this. But any excuse I have to use this Pelican 2360, I take advantage of it. In here, I just have cordage, several hanks of cordage in here. Whenever I get to my destination, the first thing I do is hang my pack from a tree, and these different lengths of paracord should be able to accommodate most trees that I'm going to run into. I also have a little flint and steel kit that I like to play around with. I have a small ferro rod that I keep in here. The only ferro rods that I use are from Nathan 4071. He makes outstanding ferro rods. He's a great guy. And any chance I get to talk about him or his ferro rods, I take that opportunity. I keep my coffee in this top pocket. Love making coffee in the woods. And that's it. In this one, I carry gloves. This is the Walmart tarp, the 5x7 tarp. I use it for a ground cloth a lot. I use it to drag around wood, to collect tinder, anything like that. Piece of fat wood. Fat wood is excellent to have for starting fires. I don't use it a whole lot, but in wet emergency type situations, great to have. I have a bow drill made of basswood that I have kept. This one works so well, I decided to keep it. A lot of times in my life, I've been in the woods, I've made a bow drill set, it worked just fine, and then I tossed it. Then I started to think, you know what, why don't I just start to save them and use them, because I only use this once and there's many more fires that can be started from this. And I also kept the basswood spindle with it. I have my Emberlit stove, because a lot of times I like starting little wood fires or cooking over the twigs. I'll also use this when I do carry my Trangia stove. I'll also use this to keep my Trangia right inside of it, almost like a stand. And then the last thing in this bottom pocket, I just keep a strop. This is a grammar school ruler with some leather with carpenter's tape, double-sided tape right there, just to touch up my knives in the field. I have this shemagh tied up around it. And I use a shemagh for a lot. Many uses for one of these. This side pocket, I have the knife we have today is the American Knife Company Forest knife. I've really enjoyed using this knife, and we'll have a video on this one soon featuring just this knife, but it's great. Nice sheath, produced by Bark River. Another ferro rod right there. Excellent little setup here. On the other side, all day, every day, Bahco Laplander. For my purposes, what I need this for, the size of wood that I would process with this and use, this is perfect. What I'm showing in this pack right now is not everything I carry all the time, but it's my main rotation for this time of year with this particular pack. Bushcraft USA 10x10 tarp, best tarp I ever owned. And being with the weather changing as rapidly as it does in this time of year, I always like to have a heavier duty tarp with me. Next, we have my cordage kit. Many different types of cordage, many different sizes, right in this little stuff sack here. This is a little tinder pouch from Condor Outdoor, and I just keep different types of tinder that I collect. This actually rolls up and looks like a little coin pouch that's on your belt, but you could expand it and fill it with tinder. I keep birch bark in here, swallowwort, anything that I could find, pine elements, I keep it all right in here so I have it whenever I need it. You're also going to notice that some of these pouches I'm showing are mostly MOLLE compatible, so I don't have to necessarily keep them right in the pack. I can MOLLE them to the side and MOLLE them to the front. Always my Canteen kit. Nalgene Canteen, my USGI Canteen cup, my lid that I purchased off of eBay for the cup, and the Pathfinder stove. I also always keep my Ozark Trail Hobo tool. Next is my Possibles pouch that I did a video on, another Condor pouch. The only difference in this from the video that I made is I've added elements of first aid into this. So I didn't have two different pouches that I was carrying for first aid and for Possibles. I combined them all in here. What I keep in here is my Svea 123R stove cook kit. This is a piece of tin foil that I keep with me so I can set the Svea on so it stays warm and dry off of the ground. Inside this, another Condor pouch by the way. Inside, I have the Optimus Terra Weekend Cook Set. Inside the Weekend Cook Set is the Svea 123 stove. And I keep it in this plastic bag just so it doesn't contaminate the inside of the pot. That's all. And then you'll also see I keep a little straw there on the bottom. LA Police Gear tactical chest attachment that attaches right onto this pack. I might want to do longer trips, so it allows me to reorganize my pack, keep some of the inside stuff in this, and keep my hammock, for example, and my sleep system if I'm doing it overnight. I can move that into inside of the pack and move some of the stuff that I've shown that's on the inside into the tactical chest attachment and attach this right to my pack to utilize it the way I want. Inside of the flap here, you have a couple mesh pockets. On the top one, I just have another ferro rod, and I have a plastic bag just for dryness, whatever I may need to keep dry. There's another mesh pocket under. I keep a tape measure. This is mostly for when I'm reviewing gear. When I give the measurements and specs of gear, I like to show it right up against the tape measure. And this is the Council Tool Velvicut Hudson Bay Belt Axe. Because I'm setting up more sheltering systems in the fall, winter, early springtime, I love having the pole. I can choke up because it's a Hudson Bay axe, tremendous 5160 steel, and I love the over-the-head sheath because a lot of the time I won't have to keep this inside my pack. This has a D-ring on it, and I'll just carry a carabiner on my pack and attach it just like that. And finally, last but not least, my wool blanket, the Harbor Freight wool blanket for under 20 bucks. And it's a 80-20 blend, and this has been excellent for me for a number of years. If it's really cold and I'm doing an overnighter, I like wrapping up in this, or I like using it as a pillow or just something inside of my sleeping bag to keep me warm. I use it on the ground. I've used it for so many things and it's held up just fine. It's very warm and I highly recommend it. I hope I was able to give you a good idea of what I'm carrying here in the fall of 2018, some of the modifications that I make in different seasons and why I do that. Time is our most precious commodity, everyone, and I do not take your time for granted. I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we will talk with you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.